Hey everyone, Dave from Retired with Purpose. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're not new, welcome back. As you know, our focus has been on eBay, but today's title of this video is From eBay Seller to a Side Hustle Empire. That's a pretty grand statement, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean by that. What does it really mean to build a side hustle empire? It all starts with a shift of your mindset. This is not about fear. It's about being smart. You know, the platforms that we talk about, like eBay and Etsy and Amazon and so on, those are just tools. That's all they are, just tools to create your side hustle and have these streams of income. But it's not a foundation. Those are not foundations. And if you don't build your own base, like a website where you can have a blog or you can share affiliate links. Um, if you don't have something like that, basically what you're doing is you're renting on somebody else's property. So that's why I'm not only going to teach about selling on eBay and on Etsy and about affiliate links and about print on demand. I want you to think about planning your own flag online. And that's best done with your own website. I believe it's critical. And I think that you can do it. A lot of people don't think that they can do it, but trust me, you can. um, I'm gonna give you some examples of what I'm talking about. If you're an Amazon seller, you already know this. This happens. So if you're an Amazon seller and you've been listing an item, particular item for quite a while, then all of a sudden one day you get notification that you are now gated on that item, which means you can't sell it on Amazon. The manufacturer of that item or whatever has disputed it and they've made it to where they're the only one that can sell it. The problem is you've already bought stock to sell it on Amazon. That's happened to me and I know it's happened to a lot of people. But historically, as either retired or near retirement, you know that these things happen. And that's what we want to safeguard against. And let me give you some examples. Many of you are going to remember MySpace. Some of you are going to be reaching back a ways to do that. But it was once the king of social media. That's the early 2000s. It's gone, or I believe gone, next to gone. And even dominant platforms like MySpace, they can fall behind when the game changes out there. And if you've lived long enough, you've seen the game change many times. And when it does, if they can't adapt to the change, they're gone. So another one is Yahoo Auctions. Now, many of you may not know, but Yahoo Auctions was a major competitor to eBay, especially in Asia and parts of the US. Now it's pretty much gone, except in Japan. Japan, I believe, still uses it. Even auction giants they've come and gone, and eBay's strong now. eBay is strong now, but diversification, it can save you. And I highly recommend and I promote diversification. Let me give you another example, and that was Google Plus. Do you remember Google Plus? Well, Google Plus was a social media platform, and it shut down in 2019 due to low engagement. So even giants, even the biggest guys, Google, not everything sticks for them, and they come and they go. And that's why you need your own corner of the internet, is to safeguard against these kind of changes. Let me give you some more. How about AOL? America Online was major. Do you hear about it now? Here's another one, is Tumblr. Many of you may not be that familiar with Tumblr, but it's just a ghost of what it used to be. And let me give you an example here, and I've got a note that says that it sold Tumblr sold in 2013 for $1 billion, a billion. Then it sold again under 3 million. So, you know, audiences and platforms move and there's always changes. And you've lived long enough, you've seen the changes. Let me give you a big one. I used to work here. Sears, largest retailer in the world. Where's Sears? They're gone. That's why, even if you're if you're selling on eBay right now, and I am too, and Etsy and these different platforms, you need to understand these are just tools. And you remember the old saying, don't put all of your eggs in one basket? Highly recommend that you don't do that. One thing that I know a lot of people are going to think is I can't build a website. That's just not true. It's just not true. Um, I have this old saying, I put it in an ebook, which is called Think Like an Entrepreneur on Amazon. Um, I put in there an old saying that I coined that says, many small streams make great river. Now, what do I mean by that? All of these side hustles that I teach about, and I'll show you how to do all of these are all small streams, but you need to think about all of those small streams flow into one big river. And you want to make sure that that big river is capable of flowing regardless of what happens to each or any one of those streams. Now, I just want you to think about your website. I'm saying your website because I really believe you need to have one. But just think about it. You need to think of your website as that riverbed. That's that place where all of these side hustles flow. So let me give you an example. If you have a website, you can put affiliate links there. You can put a blog there to share affiliate links. You can put information about yourself. You can link videos from your own website. So why would you want to do that? And let me give you a good example. Let's say that you become an affiliate for Amazon. Well, Amazon has in its terms of service, if you're an affiliate with them, they don't want you putting their links in emails and blasting them out there. They know that people hate getting spammed with lots of emails, and they will actually cancel your account if you do that. So, if that's the case, what do you do? How can you do it? How can you send somebody an email? Now, this is an example. Let's say that I put that affiliate link on my website. Now I can send an email out to somebody on my email list and tell them about this new product that I'm using. And if you'd like to see that product, you can go to my website here and you'll find that affiliate link. So they click and go to your website. And on your website, you have that affiliate link. They can click and go take a look at it and possibly purchase it and possibly pay you a commission. So that is like your clearinghouse. That's your home base. That's your own personal piece of the internet. No one's going to take it from you. It belongs to you. And I believe that hub that is very, very important. So regardless of whichever one of your streams, whether it be Etsy or eBay or affiliate marketing or whatever, all of a sudden eBay decides to change their terms and they say, we're not going to do 12 and 13% fees anymore. We're going to make them 35 and 45%. Well, that stream's going to dry up, but you need to have some other things going. You need to look into these other things that I talk about, like print on demand and affiliate marketing and so on, and have your website be your hub. So, are the steps really hard to do to make your website? Not at all. Um, you just have to learn to you have to learn to do the steps. So many of my subscribers will know, and you're going to get tired of me saying it, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's just the same thing as the analogy that I use of cooking an egg. Now, guys that's been subscribers for a while understand there's a lot of new subscribers here and they don't know what I'm talking about. So this is it in a nutshell. Basically, the very first time you cooked an egg, very first time my mom taught me, I knew nothing. So when I say you know nothing, I had to remember the steps. I had to remember which pan she told me to use. I had to remember which oil that I put in the pan. I had to remember how hot to turn the stove. I had to learn where I cracked the egg and how I put it in and how long to leave it before I flipped it. And all of those are steps that you had to learn to cook an egg, right? So it's the same thing with a website. You have to learn the steps on how to make a website, but it's not hard at all. So I know a lot of people when they hear this tech talk, they get worried and they think I can't do it. So what are we talking about to make your own website? Here are the basic steps, just the basic steps. First, you're going to need a domain name. That's what they call you, like eBay.com or Amazon.com or whatever. Is it hard to get a domain name? No. Is there certain keys that you want to know? Yes. And again, it's all steps. And I'll help you with those. It's not difficult to do. So that's the first thing. You need this domain name. Now, what do you do with it? It's not on the internet. You just own the name and you own it. Nobody's going to take it from you. You own it. So now you need a way to get it on the internet. That's called a host. So you need a host to put your domain name on the internet. That's what you need to do to get up online, and then you have to build a website. Is a website difficult? It depends on how involved your website is. You can put a one-page website up, your name and who you are and those kind of things in minutes, literally minutes. Now, the more pages that you want, like you have your website, your homepage, and then you have click it here to go to your blog or here to see products or whatever. All of those pages take time to design. But to get a website up is not difficult at all. So, you know, um, I really wonder if this interests you. It should interest you because all I'm talking about is safeguarding all of your time online. You're taking your time to develop these different side hustles and you don't want to see something just make a change or poof, it's gone or whatever. Um, and there are changes. There's always changes. I just listed a bunch of them to you. And it doesn't matter the size of the platform. From MySpace was the largest social platform to Sears, the largest retail in the world. Guys, these things change. And if you pull out your own little piece of the internet, your own little spot that belongs to you, you won't be sorry because everything that you build runs around that hub that you have of your website. And you have total control of it. You can change anything on your website that you want to. Now, would I advise paying someone to do a website for you? Absolutely not. It is not a difficult thing, and once you learn how to set it up and how to do it, you'll be making changes on it all the time, and, it's not hard at all. So, you need a foundation. You really need a foundation, and you can build your side hustle, um, platform into an empire where you have all these small streams depositing into a river of income that's coming into you. Now, a lot of people will ask me, um, "How many do I have?" My goodness, it's like a web. I would imagine just off the top of my head, I've got 8 or 10 side hustles that I use. A few of them are active, like YouTube. This is an active I like doing YouTube, but it's a side hustle for me, and I'm putting out the information to you guys, and I appreciate by the way, it went over 11,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. But it is a side hustle, and along with eBay and along with Etsy and so on, I have a bunch of them running, and sometimes I'll forget. I will see a deposit come into my bank account, and I'll go check and see where that deposit came from, and it came from a source that I had forgotten about, but it just keeps coming in, keeps trickling in. So, anyway, if you've got questions about this, please leave them in my comments. I'll try to address them. We'll do some more videos about it. Always, guys, like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And like I always say, be retired with purpose. And I'll see you guys on my next video.